Okay, so I was supposed to get this video out roughly a week ago, and I postponed it because I really wanted to write down a list and some songs from each band. Some bands I'm going to take more time on than others. And this list, 1 through 10, this is not a ranking, so do not murder me in the comments. This list does not depict how good the band is or how bad the band is. There's just 10 bands that I listed 1 through 10 that I'm going to be taking with me into the new year, right? And going from the honorable mentions that I wrote down, Pantera, Alice in Chains, Godsmack, Metallica, Stone Temple Pilots, and Flyleaf. Those were my honorable mentions that they simply didn't make it due to the list only being 10 long. Now, I think I'm going to do this in reverse order. Actually, no, I'll start from 10 and work all the way up to 1 because I did list it as my favorite bands. Number 10 being not my, obvious favorite, but I still love them, still make good music. But those were my honorable mentions. Uh, Even the honorable mentions, amazing bands, right? I know people are gonna look at my music taste and selection and be like, "Oh my god, this is dog shit. Sounds like fucking nails on a chalkboard." But hey, if you have a band that is not listed on this video, put it down in the comments. Recommend it to me. I'll check them out. I'll respond to you. Let me know how I like them. And yeah, this could just be a musical discussion video, if you will. So starting out at number 10, I put Van Halen. Not really gonna spend too much time on them. I just got into them, but songs like "Running with the Devil," "Everybody Wants Some," and "Ain't Talking About Love," three amazing songs. If you have any other good songs by them, put them down in the comments. I would love to listen to them and, kind of find out more about them, really. Just started listening to them probably months ago, right? So, moving on to the number 9 spot. Now, this band has got a lot of flack for being generic and I guess radio music. And I'm talking about Creed, right? And for me, Creed is like baby Pearl Jam, if that makes sense. And I get that vibe because the lead singer sounds like Eddie so much that when I listen to them, I have to kind of think and be like, oh, this isn't Pearl Jam, this is fucking Creed. Now, some one iconic song by them that you've probably already heard would be Higher, but other songs like Torn, Sister, Illusion, Faceless Man, OD, and Say I would check them out. Really good band, despite what people say about them. Go check them out, right? Now, on to number 8 on the list is one of the most iconic nu metal bands of the 2000s, which is Linkin Park. And I have the album Hybrid Theory hanging up on my wall to the left of me. And that was a second vinyl record that I ended up purchasing 2 Christmases ago. And I was listening to that album front to back. Songs like A Place for My Head, which I recommended on this list, Point of Authority, Runaway. Essentially, the whole album is really good. I think that is their best album next to Meteora. I think Meteora is a strong second in that list. But some other songs like Nobody's Listening, Hit the Floor, Don't Stay, and really all of their biggest songs, everything that Linkin Park has put out has been good, at least to me, right? So then going on to the number 7 on this list, uh, I think one of the best sounding bands, uh, really sound style, if that makes sense. To me, I would have to be Tool. Now, I found them out roughly a year ago. I was listening to Apple Music Radio, and 46 and 2 came on, and I was like, holy fuck, this band is amazing. That was my first introduction to them. Then I went on to their debut album. Um, Again, perfect. Their second album, again, amazing. I know I'm not naming names of these records. My memory is fucking terrible. But songs like Opiate, Stinkfist, Undertow, Prison Sex, Eulogy, Hooker with the Penis, uh, Hush, all good songs by Tool, right? And really one of the most unique bands I've heard in a very, very long time. I would really recommend checking them out. Really dope fucking band if you haven't. Now, I know I'm saying to check a lot of these bands out. Some of these bands are uber popular. You probably already know them. So I'm probably going to stop saying that through this video. But the next band, you guys really should check them out. I don't think they were really that big. And it is Simon Says, right? I don't know too much about this band. I think they were around in the late 90s, like 1999, 2000, 2001, around there. And I don't know too much about them, but I can recommend you some songs. Slider, Tripwire, On My Way, Canvas, and Blister. And I think they have two albums, to my knowledge, that they released. So if you have the chance, go listen to them. Really dope band. Really, I don't know if they're unknown. I seen what is that guy? New Metal posts on Twitter. He posted a couple of songs by them. So yeah, I mean, I would check them out, man. Really good band. Really underrated too. Next up, we have Korn. I really don't have to talk about this band. Really, one of the pillars of new metal, alongside of Linkin Park and somebody else that is on this list. You can probably already guess who, but we'll get on to that later. Uh, I really don't have to really go into detail about Korn. I mean, their self-titled album, Follow the Leader, Untouchables, you know, three, works of art, man. It's, and I got a couple songs written here down, some that I was just listening to on a daily basis. One More Time, Let's Do This Now, Y'all Want a Single, and some of their other projects too, man. A lot of their later work is also good. I mean, Life is Peachy is good. Their one album, fuck, what is that album called? Oh, Take a Look in the Mirror. Let's take a look in the mirror, okay? I'm probably gonna cut that part out, but yes, Take a Look in the Mirror, a clinically underrated album by Korn. Please go listen to that album. It's really perfect. I'm gonna recommend more songs off that album right now. Deep Inside, Did My Time, Everything I've Known, Alive, Let's Do This Now. That was already on the list, and Y'all Want a Single as well. Take a Look in the Mirror. Really good album. Go fucking listen to it, okay? So the next on the list, now this is a supergroup comprised of Soundgarden and Rage Against the Machine, and you can already guess it is Audioslave. Again, Chris Cornell. I have no words to describe this man. Actually, you know what? I fucked up this list. Pearl Jam was after Korn, but I'll still talk about Audioslave and then Pearl Jam. So Audioslave was 3, Pearl Jam was 4. But words can't really describe the sound that Chris Cornell brings with all his bands, whether it be Temple of the Dog, Audioslave, Soundgarden. The man is a fucking legend, one of the best voices to come out of the 90s. Rest his soul. But Audioslave was at number 3, and at number 4, I had Pearl Jam. Now, when I say this is my own personal opinion, but Pearl Jam's 10 is one of the greatest albums I think has ever been recorded. Now, that might be a little extreme, but that is just my personal opinion. I don't even have to recommend a song. If you have a chance to just pick up the record or a CD or download the album on your phone, go ahead and do it. It'll change your life. That album is that good. I know my mom, she got the record for me for Christmas. Shout out my mom. One of my favorite albums of all time. Should have had them higher on the list, but some of these bands I kind of like more than Pearl Jam at the moment. Now at number 2, I know this list just got all over the place, but we are at number 2, is Soundgarden. Now, I think, dude, it's so many good songs, by Soundgarden. One of my favorite bands. And how I found them out, again, was on Apple Music Radio. Spoon Man had came on, and it just hit my soul like a fucking truck. I Wanted More. I listened to the whole album, Super Unknown. Just every song by them to me is just it's so good. I can't get enough of it. I'm gonna recommend you a bunch of songs here. Rhinosaur, Blow Up the Outside World, Never Named, Apple Bite, My Wave, Kickstand, Spoon Man, like I said earlier. Room a Thousand Years Wide, Somewhere, Searching with My Good Eye Closed, Outshine, and Slaves and Bulldozers. Now, Audio Slave and Soundgarden, I love them both equally. Some of the sounds that each band produces may sound a little different, but again, I love them equally. Uh, yeah, two of my favorite bands. Now, at number one, I know this band gets a lot of hate. I just also received their, I don't know if second, I don't know if this would be second album, but I'm gonna call it their second record for Christmas. And yeah, one of the most disliked bands to my knowledge on this list. And if you couldn't tell by what I said earlier while talking about Korn, this is Limp Bizkit, right? Now, I started re-listening to a lot of their stuff. Dude, oh man, I can't get enough of it. To me, Fred Durst, Wes Borland, John Otto, the whole band, geniuses, right? I know some of the stupid shit they've done in the past. Disregard that. The band is just so good. It's a mix between hip hop, rock. Oh man, I've been listening to them nonstop. Um, the Significant Other album, to me, is one of the best new metal albums of all time. From front to back, the album is just perfect. If I had to recommend some songs off there, probably Just Like This, Nobody Like You, and especially Trust. Trust, I think, is one of their best songs and one of the best sounding songs by them, guitar wise and chorus wise. The song's just so fucking good. Even $3 Bill, y'all. Again, the whole album, the whole first two soundtracks they released, perfect. And then you go on to Chocolate Starfish and Hot Dog Flavored Water. Again, another banger album, and even albums after that, like Results May Vary, Gold Cobra, and even their latest one. Amazing to me. Now, it's one of those bands to where you can't really listen to them for the lyrics. It's more of like, oh shit, this sounds fun. Let me fucking turn this shit on. Let me go to the gym, put on some of their shit, or let me just fucking listen to something, something cool. And that for me is Limp Bizkit, right? Even my mom likes them. She likes the song "Rollin'," "Nookie," and "Break Stuff," right? Three of their biggest songs, but they are my favorite band going into the new year. I know, shocker. You can see the fucking Limp Bizkit man from fucking Significant Other in the bottom left corner. You should have, knew at that point they were going to be at number one. But these are my 10 bands and the honorable mentions that I'm going to be listening to really going forward for this year. I'll probably do a video in the middle of the year on an update on what bands I kind of dropped, or not really dropped, or kind of replaced in my favorites. All these bands are all going to be remaining in my playlist. Again, if I can post a link down there in the description on my playlist, I have everything in there. Disturbed, Black Sabbath, Guns N' Roses, Nirvana, which they should have really fucking been on the list. I have their shit hanging up too, both albums, or two of their albums, In Utero and Nevermind, are both on my wall. They should have been on there. Rage Against the Machine, I already said Stone Temple Pilots. Uh, AC/DC could have been on there. Seven Dust, again, really good band. Slipknot, Green Day, 3 Days Grace. Really, a lot of these bands that are in my playlist now. Orgy, really good fucking band. Wild ass name though. Bush, Seether. I don't even know if I said that right. But yeah, even Deftones too, Puddle of Mud. But I kind of had to narrow it down. or else this list could go on forever and ever. But if some of the songs in this video, if you haven't heard them before, or any of these bands, if you've been living under a rock and you haven't heard any of these, I would really check them out. Really good bands. They make really good music, each one with their own distinct sound. Yeah, and check them out. Let me know if you like them. If you have any bands that you'd like to recommend me to listen to, put them down in the comments. I'll listen to them. I'm open to all suggestions. Any genre of rock too. I'm opening to listening to really anything that's different from what I'm used to. I love music. I listen to music for many hours of the day. Yeah, but that's it for me, guys. I wanted to just get this video out there because it's been bugging me that I haven't gotten recorded. This might be a little longer, on probably like the 20-minute side, but that's all for me. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.